We are live now, guys. We are live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are live and in the chat, drop drop a message on the group. Say I am live. Okay, drop a message on the group. Say I am live. I want to hear you guys. I want to hear you guys. Drop your message on the group. Say I am live. I am live. Okay, let's join in. We are live. Tag your friends, send a message, send out a reminder. We are live. We are live, guys. Let's send out a reminder. We are live. Okay, I can see Kingsley. We are live. Okay. We have our guest already with us, so I need more persons to join the call. We are live now, guys. Let's join the call, guys. We are live. We are live. Okay, we are live. Let's join the call. So I'm dropping a reminder on my end. We are live and getting started. We are live and getting started. We are live and getting started. Okay, we are live and getting started. We are live. We are live. We are live. All right. If you are live with us, let me know in the chat box. Let me know in the chat box. Say we are live. Okay, we are live. We are live. Let's go. We are live. Okay, yeah, let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. I can see the comments going. We are live. Let's keep it coming, guys. Let's keep it coming. Okay, let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. Yeah, we are live. I need 20 persons on the call. I need 20 persons on the call. Let's join in. Let's join in. Let's join in. 20 persons on the call. All right. This is going to be a very interesting conversation. Our guest facilitator is ready. Okay, I can see Nathaniel. I can see Ona, Ohalex. I can see Benjamin. Yeah, yeah. So let's keep it coming, guys. Let's keep it coming. Our guest is with us, and we are going to be having a deep dive into on-chain crime investigation. You don't want to miss it. I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee you that you don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it, guys. You don't want to miss it. Okay? Yeah, let's keep it coming. So for those of us who are already live, let's share the link. I'm going to post the link. So let's share, let's share the link um, with our friends. Let's have them join us. Okay, we are live already. I'm going to drop this now. We are live. So check the chat. Check the chat for the post. So we are live. Let's do that. We are live. We are live. Okay. Fantastic. Okay. I need more persons to join in. So we have 11 people already watching. Okay. Fantastic. Yeah. So today we're going to be having a deep dive into on-chain crime investigation. How do you carry out on-chain crime investigation? Quite a lot to unpack in this conversation, given the environment that we find ourselves, the crypto space. We have several scammers, crimes going on chain, rug pulls, and the likes. This is the best time, to learn how to investigate that. All right. This is the best time to learn how to investigate that. So I'm doing my best to reach out to more persons and have them join the call. So we are live. That's it. We are live. Fantastic. Okay, so we have 12 persons on the call. Let's see how we can push that to 20 and 50 if possible, so we can get started. All right, so we can get started. Okay, so I'm gonna bring up our guest now. Our guest is a seasoned on-chain data analyst and also a software engineer who enjoys building um, analytic solutions, leveraging blockchain data. And today we'll be welcoming him to carry on and take us along in this subject matter, on-chain crime investigation. So crypto crimes don't disappear, they move on chain. So now we're going to bring up our guest. His name is Christian, is popularly known as the realist. So we're going to bring him up now and he will take us on this journey. So, guys, let's welcome Christian on the stage while I take the back seat. So let's drop clapping emojis and the likes while Christian takes over from here. So, Christian, are you there?
Yes, yes, I'm here.
Okay, fantastic. So um, you can share your screen now. Let
Okay,
me just say, I
yeah,
think
bring
you
it up.
already okay.
Yes, yes. Okay, I go by the name Realist. Most of you know me in this space, and I've been an analyst for 4 years, and now I've collaborated with so many protocols, and my team has won multiple hackathons. I think our most recent one is the Cyberpunk hackathon. We won about 3 tracks, right? So I'm going to take you on a journey on how you can carry out investigative analysis and all the tools that you need. If you've been in the space for a while, you would know Zach XBT and the way he does his reports, right? You now think about, okay, how does he do his detailed reports? How is he able to get charts of insiders, right? How is he able to get charts of bad actors? How is he able to carry out all this analysis? So I'm going to debunk all that today. So you just give me your ears. If you have questions, drop it. The host will pick them and I'll answer your questions. So let's hold our hands together and go on this journey. Yes. So if you can hear me properly, just drop something in the chat so I can know that people are following up with what I'm saying. Just drop a Y in the chat. Drop a Y in the chat. Okay, okay, okay. Let's go. Um, the major thing about investigative analysis is to follow the money, on-chain footprints, right? So, just short, investigative analysis is a process of examining on-chain data using OSINT. OSINT is open source information, right? To understand and identify patterns of bad actors, right? The movement of money on chain and connecting that movement to an off-chain entity, right? So here you're combining wallet cost clustering, you're combining transaction tracing, you're combining contract bridges, right? You're monitoring exchange deposits and withdrawals, and all these things now you're going to put them together and try to connect them to an off-chain entity using their online footprints. Now it might sound like a lot, but after I've taught you how to use all these tools, you know that just have a methodology of your own that you can use to carry out your investigative analysis. Then you have somewhere to start from. And because of every hack, every civil attack, every off-chain actors, every manipulated private key, all the patterns are different. So there's no specific way that you can say you can carry out an investigative analysis that will give you 100% results. It's all about having the detective mindset. You have to think how bad actors think. If you want to move money undetected, how should you do it? Now, most of them they use privacy blockchains like Monero, right? When you put your money or you bridge to Monero, now the money scatters into different wallets and it makes it harder for investigative analysis to trace. But if you look at the patterns, just follow wherever the money goes. You always see a clustering at the end of the day. So I did yeah, so if you have a question, do not just forget to drop it. Someone is saying he can't see my screen. Please, someone else should make sure he can see my screen. I don't
So
want to
we
go here.
we can't see your screen. I've tried adding it to. I've tried adding it. Can't find it.
I'm actually sharing the screen on the backstage. It's
Yes,
showing that I'm presenting right now, so
yes,
it's
but
probably
it's not reflecting. It looks like everywhere is just still blank. Can you unshare and share
okay.
again?
Okay, I'll do that right now. Also, it's a Jupyter notebook, so I'll drop the link with the host, right? So you can go there and follow along as I explain.
Okay,
So it's
now we can
easier.
see.
That, yes, so it's easier that way. I'll still drop the link to. It's a public repo, and all the tools are well explained. But I'll go through them right now too.
All right.
Yeah. So, Apostle, I've sent you the link of the GitHub repo. Please, you can just drop it in the chat. Then people can follow along also. Yes, so in this workshop, right, I'm going to teach you all the tools that you need, right? And we are going to apply these techniques live here. And I'll also answer your questions and give you reviews on people you can follow who have a lot of skin in the investigative game and how you can start out doing your investigative analysis. So one of the tools, there are several section of tools that you can use when you're doing your investigative analysis. One of the section of tools is wallet tracking and transaction analysis. So for here, you use Celo, right? So Celo is majorly used for tracking power traders to know people who do rug pulls. You can track traders and link all the wallets in case they do a peeling distribution. So peeling distribution are all those bot wallets where they send a gas fee to the wallet and the wallets send other wallet. They keep creating wallets and sending gas fee to them. So it's more like a tree formation for a peeling distribution. You can use Celu for this, and I've dropped the link with the host so you can go to the repo, give me a follow and start the repo and just follow along as I teach you guys. Yeah, so the first tool that you can use for your analysis when it comes to tracking is the Celo. Then the second one is TRM. If you have gone through Twitter and you know Zach XBT, he always uses this tool. So to trace where the money moves from which wallet to which wallet is the money clustering. So this is a very good graphical tool when you're tracing wallets and the wallets that are connected to maybe a project account, or I think he used this tool when he was doing the Bybit hack analysis. So this is a very important tool, though this tool is mostly used by institutions, and for retail analysts, it's kind of hard to assess. So I did a deep dive and got a similar tool that works as good as the TRM tool, and that tool is the Metaslots tool, right? So you can also do and link transactions from a particular wallet and see the time that transaction went through from each wallet and figure out maybe a tree formation or a billing distribution from a particular bad actor. Then you now use these addresses and figure out if there's any timestamp related online to any influencer or any bad actor online that you can link these addresses to, or maybe they are shilling a project or something like that. So these tools now are very, very important when it comes to doing traces of a particular transaction or a money movement. So another tool that is very, very important to advance your knowledge, because when you're doing investigative analysis, you're doing a lot of reading, a lot of documentations are involved. Investigative analysis takes time, right? Some analysis can take months to uncover because you're going level by level. You can be tracing one wallet and it will lead you to a dead end, and you now try to figure out which other wallet will you now look at, right? So when you're moved, a bad actor is moving maybe a big token like USDC, right? All these stable coins now, all those information and insights now you can get them from Arkham. Arkham is also a visualizing tool, but they are much more detailed when they are explaining the movement of a particular money. This was an analysis I was trying to read about a wallet address that had net over $5 million from shorting most of the big tokens, right? So you get to understand, okay, what are the triggers that make you to want to start an analysis? And one of those triggers is if a particular wallet is created, right, and it just start making a lot of money and putting a lot of money into markets that are risky. So you know that, okay, there's a back end information this person knows. So you're doing the analysis across board before you now detail down to a specific thing. So Arkham is very, very useful when it comes to looking for well-written, detailed analysis that other analysts have done. Because in this space, you're looking at building on other people's works, right? You don't want to start from ground up. It will take you a longer time. So you should be able to connect with people, look at their work and say, okay, I can now build on your work and continue from where you stop. You now have to solve a case, right? Because the end goal of an investigative analyst is to save the crypto ecosystem. Right from when a lot of theft have been happening in the crypto ecosystem, it gives a bad name to the ecosystem. So the goal of investigative analysts, which the ecosystem needs more, right, is to fish out bad actors and let them face the law. One other tool that is very, very interesting is the bubble map. So the bubble map gives a different kind of visual representation, right? So this one is an ongoing investigation that happened with the APRO launch token. So what happened here, this visualization that was done here, was a particular entity was able to claim 60% of the APRO airdrop. 60%, which was a lot of money of the APRO airdrop. And it was now linked that the particular entity that did this civil attack had connection with the project team. So you now doing investigative analysis, you get to know the back end of the back end, right? So what happens in the back end where something happens to a particular airdrop, you don't know the team that's even launching it might be involved in it. All these traces show on chain, and you have to have the idea. You have to have the detective minded to know, okay, how can I carry out this analysis? How can I figure all these things out? And it's actually a very good career that you earn a lot when you're good at it. So another section of tools that you would need is enhanced blockchain data viewing, right? So we already know the Etherscan and the soul scan, right? You can get details of transaction, especially when it comes to a contract has been hacked, right? So you can see the functions added to a particular contract using Etherscan and soul scan. So, but another easy way to do this is to add a metasuite. A metasuite is a Chrome extension that you can add to the explorers. You can add to several explorers. So what this metasuite does is it explains the transaction for you in plain English, easy. So instead of you to double down and start looking at the contract code and trying to figure out what happened for in a particular transaction, MetaScript Chrome extension basically just states it out for you. This is I just did a screenshot of how it actually works. You check a transaction, and when you activate the Chrome extension, it shows a tab for you to explain with GPT, right? So what it does here is when you click the tab, it explains what happened in that particular transaction. In this particular transaction that I used for this example, it explains that it's called the transfer function for this example to transfer from this address to this address via the USDT contract. So you can see that all these applying all these tools now fastens your investigation, fastens your thought process. So you won't waste time looking at the contract and say, okay, you don't really don't understand how contracts work. But you can just use all these tools to fasten all this and then move on with your investigation. Another explorer that is very important is the blockchain. So for Etherscan and Soul Scan, they are just for its blockchain than Soul blockchain, right? But for the blockchain, it cuts across so many blockchains, right? Because you're doing an investigation, most likely the bad actor would bridge to multiple blockchains. We have seen it over and over and over again. They will bridge to multiple blockchains using several contracts in order to deviate analysts, right? But using Blockchain Explorer, it's easier for you to track all these things. Another section of tools that you would need is bridge and cross-chain tracking. Bridge and cross-chain tracking. Why all these tools are really important is when you're done with your analysis, you have to be able to present your case that this is the analysis that I got. This is the result that I got. This is the visualization of how the money moved from here to here, from this blockchain to that blockchain. So all these tools are necessary so that if someone who doesn't know, understand analysis reads your reports, the person understands that, okay, this is how it happened. This is the visualization. It's easy for the person to assimilate what you're saying, right? Because most times, no matter how good you are as an analyst or as an investigative analyst, if you cannot present your reports properly, it becomes a problem because nobody can understand what you're saying. You're not speaking the same language. So you have to break down your report so people can understand the language that you're speaking. One tool that's very important is the range, right? Is a CCTP bridge explorer. So all the cross-chain bridges across contracts, across transfers, you can do this and also visualize it properly. Then the policy, it's basically an aggregator for bridge explorer. So you basically know, okay, how does the money move? Right? You can see in 24 hours there was a spike of money bridging from this particular, let's say from Solana to Base. So here you basically see the visualization. Okay, this there's a spike that happened here. You're trying to figure out, you're trying to build your case. Why did this spike happen? Right? Why did the spike happen? That's when you now go to, like, let's say Dune. You now go to Dune and trying to figure out that within this time frame, so amount was moved from this blockchain to this blockchain. Which address moved it? Can you connect that address to a particular event off chain, right? To know if it was a bad actor movement, right? So these are one of the ways that you can figure out how do I start my analysis? What triggers me to begin my analysis? So this is also a tool. Pulse is also a tool. Then socket scan is for EVM bridge explorers, maybe from L1 to L2 to L3, right? So socket scan is basically focused on that, and it's swift and it's easy to use. Uh, yeah. So I want to check if there are questions at this point. Let me just take questions at this point, then maybe one or two, then we continue. So I don't leave drag people behind. Yes, if there are questions, just drop it in the chat, and I'll pick your questions and answer them. Okay, let's give that a moment if there are questions to drop. Um, Please let me know that people are listening to me. Drop a wire in the chat. Let me know people are listening to me, please. Yes, I got a question from Faith Digitals. The meta slot is free, but the TRM the TRM is an institutional tool. So it's still free, but you have to sign up with your organization's email. So as a starter, I'll just advise that you use the meta slot. Yes. Another questions from Victoria. If you're dealing with an exploit involving BTC, does these tools still count? Yes. So this is one of the reasons I added the blockchain. So with blockchain, you can track BTC transactions too. So they still do count. Thank you for that question. It was an important one. Yes, so I'll move ahead from here. So I won't do much explanation on Dune because most of you already know how to use Dune to do queries and analytics and so on. So that is when it comes to using query languages or Python or anything that you want to use, maybe drawing from the Dune API into your local repo, then doing your analysis. Let's move on because we have been talking about on-chain, on-chain, on-chain. Let's move off-chain because if you can track a transaction on-chain, it's fairly easy because it's an open blockchain, right? It's fairly easy. But the goal of your investigative analysis is to link the on-chain investigation to an off-chain entity, right? You're done with the first phase of your investigation. Now you have to link it to an off-chain entity for for the authorities to act on your investigation. Because at the end of the day, it won't your investigation will not really add much value if you cannot link it to an off-chain entity. So it's important that you know this. So using what they call OSINT, open source intelligence, right? You might have figured out in most of Zach's analysis where he will screenshot chats, right? You cannot think to yourself, is it that he's part of this group that is able to screenshot their chats, right? Or is it that he has maybe he has an agent that will just go into their group chat and screenshot their chats and try to figure out the username and all that? No, it's basically not magic. It's using OSINT, right? OSINT is OSINT is open source intelligence. So the first one is OSINT Industries, right? You can go and sign up, right? Then you can search for emails, search for usernames, right? Search for phone numbers. So they will give you details about the emails you're looking for. Maybe you have suspect emails that, okay, I want to check these emails. I want to know who it's linked to. Yes, you can do that with OSINT. Then LeakPick, Snoozebase, and Intelex. What they do is database lookup, right? Because most of people's data existing are leaked, right? They are not most data. They are not like they are not really that safe. So most theft actors now they use what they do is they use informations that they say one-time use informations, and all these one-time use informations they are not caged within a secure database. So what you can do is you can look up maybe usernames and stuff. Then you now find out, okay, what's the location? Where is this thing happening from? Then get other data details, right? Then you can see, okay, this transaction went off chain. I can now link if this transaction went off chain. Where was the email used? Right? Was it used in this country? Was it used in this store? Right? You can now figure all that out and maybe get a transaction that you can link, can say by time lapse or by something you just suspect that this off-chain movement went to this particular person that was able to make this particular purchase. So that you're building a case. you're building a case. So another tool is the Spore. You can look for IP addresses, right? You want to know which country is this particular person from, because as I said, you're linking your on-chain investigation to an off-chain entity. You have to know where is that off-chain entity, which authorities are you putting in on call, right? So all these are just detective knowledge. When you're done with the phase one, you now focus on the phase two. Then another tool is the Kavila, right? So this is also info stealer lookup tool. They can use and from usernames, you can get other details of a particular user. Then Telegram DB and Discord ID. So here you can use to figure out the Telegram database. Say, okay, this particular chat happened. How can I find it out, right? The same thing with the Discord ID. So all these are OSync tools that you can use. Another section of tools is historical and archival tools. So when you're trying to figure out articles that are linked to your investigation, how do you find all those articles that are linked to your investigation? So this is one of the tools that you can use. So just look for what do you call it now? Look for like you're searching templates, you're searching names, you're searching words and articles, right? So these are the tools that you use. Another tool is to figure out username change. So you figure out username change. This is the tools that most people use for meme coin lookups, right? You're seeing that this particular user has used this Twitter account for multiple meme coin rogues, and you're trying to figure out all the username that he has used across board. So this Mojetsu is a Telegram bot that you can use. Then when you're done using all these phases, you now come to utility and workflow management. So this is when you're doing your report writing. How do you present your case? How do you link all the things that you have put together? How do you link all the things that you have put together? So this is utility and workflow management. So I got this screenshot from one of Zach XPT's investigation, right? So use Obsidian. Obsidian, you can create detailed flow, right? You will log all the wallets that you have done analysis on. This is very important. So, because if you have done several analysis, you have to log in all those wallets. So, if you're doing an external analysis again, you have to know, okay, have I done analysis on this particular wallet? Because the way wallet addresses are, you cannot store all of them in your head. So, you won't know if you've done this analysis before, right? So, this is where management comes in, and you have to know, okay, this is how I started. This is what links to this external off-chain entity. This is what links to this. Are they working as a team, or is it just one person carrying out the heist? So all these things are basically important, because at the end of the day, if you are able to present your case very well, you become someone that is very known in the space, just like Zach, right? You take your time, do your analysis. Your analysis must be evidence based. So there is no assumption on this. It has to be evidence based. This money moved from here to here. This is the screenshot of the chart. This is what they did. This is the purchase that they made that is likely linked to the money that they removed from on-chain, right? And do all this analysis. So you can use Obsidian for your workflows. So I just basically recommend Obsidian. There are other workflow management system, but the best for this case is Obsidian. So this you might be figuring out how the Zach SBT how is he able to put all these things together, right? So this is his tool that he uses. He puts everything together and it's linkable. You basically know, okay, this is how it happens. Then let's go on to the hands-on session. If you have questions, please drop before I go on to the hands-on session. Okay, so I'm just waiting. Give it a moment. If you have questions, drop your questions. Yeah, so I've answered this question. Is TRM and Metaslot tools free? So I've answered that question. Okay, Still waiting on your questions. Yes, I've also answered this question. If you're dealing with exploits involving BTC, the tools still count. You can still use those tools. Okay, Sibyl meaning. A question from Ruth. So, people who farm airdrops, right? They do this with multiple accounts, and it defeats the entire purpose of users getting benefits from a particular project. So what Sibyl means? Sibyl is a bot that it does the farming on multiple wallets and does the claiming of multiple wallets. Then just one entity could have about 600 wallets. So that's what Sibyl does. One entity can have about 600 wallets and is probably eligible for all the airdrops. So all the airdrop goes to just one person. I hope that answers the questions, Ruth. Yes, so I need more questions before I continue to the hands-on session. Let's just give the minutes, then we continue to the hands-on session. Yes, another important question from Victoria. There are different types of exploits. Does any of these tools help to know the type of exploits? Okay, so before you start an analysis, you should know you have an idea what you're looking for, right? So if it's a contract based exploit, now you so if it's a contract based exploit, right? There are some tools that you use. You mustn't use all of them. So that's why I listed all the tools and their sections. So when you're doing analysis, you know what you're looking for, right? If it's a civil exploit, you know what you're looking for, right? So if it's a private key that was used, you basically know what you're looking for. So MEV, maximum extractable value, is different from civil. So MEV is basically like it's front running trades, it's front running your purchase. So MEV is totally different from civil. Yes, Frank, I'll still try to tell the host to drop the link of this Git because this is a Jupyter notebook. You drop the link of the Jupyter notebook, then you can go on GitHub and you see all the analysis needed. Yes, so the host just drops that now. So you can just go on GitHub, give me a follow on GitHub, start the repo. So whenever you want to do analysis, you can see all the tools that you need. The links are all there. You can access all the tools. Most of the tools are free, right? Just log into those tools and access them. Yes, so I believe I can continue. Yes, so another question from Angel now. He says, if a staking contract is exploited, can we still investigate it? Yes, as I said earlier, there's only one rule that every investigation follows. You must follow the money, right? If you're doing an investigation, it means that the exploit has most likely happened, right? And the bad actor is now moving the money and trying to get the money off chain. So as an investigative analyst, your goal is to follow the money and figure out who the bad actor is off chain, right? So yes, if a staking contract is exploited, you can still investigate it. Okay, any other question before we go on to the hands-on session? Yes, so this is still an ongoing investigation by Spectre, my friend. So I was on call with him for a while, and I told him that okay, for this particular thing, I will just showcase his investigation and how he was able to do it, right? So basically, we'll just do that today. This is the APR token launch that a particular civil claimed 60% of the token. So I'll explain how you go about it. And investigations take time because you have to understand a lot of things. You have to understand the project's goal, who is the owner of the project. In this case, it's a civil attack, right? So you have to understand what the project does, what the project promised, who the project gave out, which influencers the project used, and all that. So this takes time, right? But I'll just give us a sneak peek of what it means, how people go about to trace wallets and the all the transactions. Let me copy this. So this wallet address that I put here, it's connected to the project multi-sig wallet address. And before the project launch, several wallets were created and funded with gas fees. Now I'll share my other screen so you can see. Give me a moment. Let me share my other screen. Please, host, check if my screen is showing because I'm sharing my screen right now. Yes, if you can see my screen being presented for the MetaSleuth tool, please let me know in the chat. Just type a Y in the chat. Okay. Okay, so I will continue at this point. So what I did was to copy the key wallets that was needed in this investigation. So what you just do for the MetaSleuth tool, you just come here and if you figured out the wallet address under investigation, just come here, paste the wallets, right? It will give you several blockchains where the wallet exists. Then let's click because it's on the BSC blockchain. Let me share this other screen. Yeah, so what I did was the other tab, when I clicked on the BSC blockchain, the other tab, it went to my other tab, and this is the analysis that came out, right? So it basically just linked all the transactions that was done from that address, right? So this is what it shows, that this particular address, if you can see the time, let me zoom in. Let me zoom in. Please, I need to know if my other screen is showing. The host, please let me know if my other screen is showing so people don't get lost. Please let me know.
Okay.
Yes, your screen is showing.
Okay, thank you. Right. So this is a transaction that happened. This was before the APR token launch, right? So if you can check the dates here, it says November 3rd. Look at the time. So this particular wallet was funded with about 2.92 BNB, right? And I want you to look at the time is very important. So looking at the time, you understand what happens in the back end. So you figure out that this time around 1:43, right? Then if you see all these transactions, you know that these transactions couldn't have been done manually, right? Because you're seeing 147, 148, 148, 148, right? 149. And this is like about 10 or 20 different transactions done within a space of, let's say, give or take 7 minutes. Right. So already you know that this is a billing distribution where a particular wallet receives a token and that wallet immediately diverses this token to 20 different wallets. Right. So when you see a billing distribution, you just automatically know that it's a bot transaction and it won't end at 20 wallets. It can never end at 20 wallets. It's too easy. So what you now try to figure out is that it probably will form a tree structure. So you're looking to go down to the roots to figure out, okay, where was the last, how many wallets deep does this goes, right? So this is the Metaslot tool. When you put in the wallet address, it shows you the transaction the wallet has done, right? Then just go to each wallet and click on the plus sign to load a while, then show you if it did another peeling transaction. So I want you to see something that's very important. About 0.29 BNB entered here. Then it distributed and divided it equally, right? And look at the time still. 4:32, 26 seconds, 4:32, 26 seconds, exactly the same time. Exactly the same time, right? It's important that you just know, okay, this is when you're getting down into this is a bot just moving funds and they are about to do something that might be, because it's not always illicit, right? But they're about to do something that might be sketchy, right? So you the same thing here. Just look at the timing. This is 1 second difference. The same, just you have to like check. You have to like check all of them. So let me just quickly click on them. So if you look at this now, you see that it's basically forming a tree structure, and you just continue go layers deep, layers deep, layers deep, and now you have to understand. Okay, I've gotten all this wallet. So after an analysis, it was about 632 wallets that at the end of the tree distribution. Now the goal is these 632 wallets. How are they now connected to the project team? Because remember, if you're doing an investigation, you have to do online investigation and find the offline entity, right? So you're now trying to figure out who's behind it, who's behind the keyboard, who's doing all this behind the keyboard, right? So uh I would love to continue this, but if you continue with three, it's going to take a lot of time, and we are short on time already. Yes, so I'll just go back to the Jupyter notebook right now. Okay, I see on the chat, someone says font size is so small. Uh, just if you go on the Jupyter notebook, I just explain how you can do all this, right? So just for time, yes. So I'm sharing my Jupyter notebook. Please confirm you can see my screen. Please confirm you can see my screen. Drop a Y in the chats so we can continue. We are short on time. Okay. Please, the host, sharing my screen. Please let me know when it comes up. Please let me know when it comes up.
I think it's up now.
All right. Um, okay, so from that three structures, right, from that entire three structure, there were about 632 wallets involved. So, as I say, investigative analyst, you have to be head down and put on your detective hats. So, there were like 632 wallets involved. And from this analysis, so this
Screen
is,
is showing now.
yes. So, from this analysis, right, this analysis was done by my friend Skepta, right? From this analysis, he was able to connect some, because when this tree structure happened, right, and they claimed the airdrop, they had to consolidate it down to few wallets. And one of those, the thing at the end of the day, you're waiting for the bad actor to slop, right? There's always there's always a mistake along the way. There's always a track, there's always a trace along the way. So that's what, as an investigative analyst, that's what you're looking for. That's what you're looking for. The trace that where the slop happened, how we can now connect it. Right. So from these charts, he was able to, because of he has been using user management systems, right? He was able to figure out that this same entity was involved in another civil attack for a different airdrop, right? And from that different airdrop that happened, the the Appriori team had previously sent token to that wallet. Now you see that he's connecting it from a third-party wallet address. Do you understand? It's connected from a third-party wallet address. Then looking at this now, you can now see, okay, these were all the wallets involved, and you can see, okay, where this wallet connects to this other wallet, and so on, right? So this is like an analysis that you can see. And if you look at what was the receiving address that connected all of them. So I was using from the key wallet, these two wallets connected to the project Mojisik received transactions. So these are the key address that linked the civil case to the a priori team, right? So there's a strong case that is a possibility, because now we are working on possibilities. Nothing is, as you say, allegedly, right? We're working on possibilities here. So these are the two wallets that was connected to it. So you're able to now connect the 60% airdrop claim to one of the someone in the team that was responsible for it. Right. So people have skin in the game, right? Investigators have skin in the game. Number one is Zach SBT. He has been doing this for a long time, and he has done so many successful investigative analysis. So if you want to start out doing something in investigative analysis, you must follow Zach SBT. Get to know how he does an analysis, right? Because you have to build on someone's work, and also join his Telegram channel. Because whenever he's doing an investigative analysis, it could help in your own investigative analysis. He will basically drop, okay, this is where he's at, this is what he's looking at, right? This is what he's suspecting, right? So everything comes with, I'm suspecting that this particular team is responsible for this thing, right? So you have to like now link it, right? So another investigative analyst that I recommend is Skepta, right? Follow Skepta follow his Telegram handle, like follow his Telegram channel, right? He just updates on any analysis that he does, right? So if you're stuck at any particular point and maybe you want to use a tool, you can just reach out to Skepta, right? He will help you out and say, okay, this if you don't understand stuff, he'll just help you out. Yes. So at this point, I'll take questions. I think we are short on time, but I honestly hope that everyone understood something from this particular workshop. Thank you so much. I'll stop sharing my screen at this point. Yeah, so if you have questions, drop questions, I answer questions, and then we call it a day.
Thank you so much, Realist. Please let's appreciate Realist in the comment section while we also drop questions. So if you have any question for Realist, kindly drop it in the comment section before we round off. If you have any question, drop it in the comment section. I'm checking through the comment section now. Okay, I think we have one question.
Yes, a very important question from Data Tide, right? So it says, how do you proceed after getting leading addresses that may be sent to Binance? How do you proceed from there to the real person? So as I explained, that you have to like figure out the slope. You have to like figure out the slope. What's where did the person slip up, right? So one of the ways that Zach does it, right? He gets to link people because when when a hack happens, right? People now, if it's a huge hack, you won't send to traditional exchanges. Let's say Binance, you won't send to. If it's a very little hack, you can send it to traditional exchanges. But if the hack happens, information goes out to the exchanges. So if they see any money from certain addresses, they automatically will just freeze that money, right? So what people mostly do that they go to OTCs, right? So from OTCs, you can basically link that okay, so person receipts to social funds. But if it's from hot wallets, it's very, very difficult to do. That's why most authorities, once a hack happens, they just send an alert to most of the big exchanges. So that's like one of the ways that you can do this. And another way is if you're using OSINT, right, you can basically figure out the timeline that this the withdrawal happened, right? And say, okay, maybe you now use Telegram DB and find out the team responsible, right? So you can see if the wallet that did the withdrawal is the same thing that maybe they were talking in their chat or something related. So there are several ways you can go about this. Well, it's pretty tough to find that one. Yeah. So any extra question? Yes, so if no further questions, yeah, I really appreciate this moment of you guys listening to me. And thank you so much, Analytic Sages, for giving me the opportunity to share my knowledge. Thank you, Apostle, for this moment. Thank you so much.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. We do appreciate what you shared. Quite insightful. A lot to learn. I mean, a lot to learn. Thank you so much for that. So we'll be bringing this session to a close. Please let's not forget that this session was organized by Analytic Sage. So please do well to subscribe to this YouTube channel and also tap on the notification bell so that you will be the first to be notified whenever we have an an upcoming live stream. All right. Uh, Also, do not forget that we offer several trainings that help you become, solid when it comes to on-chain data analytics. And we have, our Code 7, SQL Code 7 program is out and is starting on the 2nd of February. Same with Python, which is starting in March. You don't want to miss out from this. So do how to join and don't miss out. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. Thank you very much. Yeah. Right. Bye, guys.